Hey guys, Dr. Ruth Roberts, the creator of the original Crock-Pot Diet, here with you. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late, and this one will be quick. We're traveling, as you can probably tell, so everybody's getting ready for holidays and family and all that good stuff, and so are we. So I had a question about Scotties, and if you are unfamiliar with Scottish Terriers, they're great dogs, but they have an interesting propensity towards bladder cancer, which really stinks. And there was a study a few years ago where they just added vegetables to the dry food, and lo and behold, the incidence of bladder cancer decreased by over 30%. So what does that mean? So it means that the phytonutrients in all of the goody vegetables are good at helping prevent cancer, and that's awesome because that's a relatively simple thing to do. So the other issue that they tend to have is liver enzyme elevations, and so this person's question was, will the Crock-Pot Diet help prevent that issue as well? And yes. And so again, the Brassica species, the phytonutrients in those plants are fantastic for helping to improve liver function and flushing out the evil spirits. So yes, the Crock-Pot Diet will help tremendously. And what we've seen is that for dogs with bladder cancer already, which really is not fun, but thankfully is relatively easy to help them stay comfortable, that the Crock-Pot Diet did help tremendously. And I think for a couple of reasons. One is that the moisture in the food helps to flush out the kidneys and the bladder and kind of keep things rolling. And then the other is that, again, all the phytonutrients in the vegetables help to make the immune system more effective at taking out cancer cells. And the anti-inflammatory properties of the diet help tremendously as well. So that's all good news. And that's really, why I say to you guys, your pet's best health starts in the bowl, because it's true. You can take pills for this, you can take pills for that, but if your diet stinks, and sorry, the picture just got a little wonky, but if your diet stinks, it's going to be really hard to fix that. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. But if we're truly after preventing health issues, that's where you really have to start, is with what you're feeding your pet. So we've got some, I think the connection got a little dicey out here, and because the picture quality just kind of went wonky. Sharon, thanks for helping with that. So hopefully that's better, and also maybe if I don't cover this with my hand, because I forgot my microphone. So I hope that makes sense to you, but that's the thing. If you're feeding cruddy food, you just cannot fix that with enough pills. So start with good food and then address things. My sort of go-to for every pet is to offer Crock-Pot Diet if that makes sense for the pet and the owner. If they cannot, if the person just is not going to have time to cook or can't do it for one reason or another, the next most simple thing to do is to get frozen vegetables. And so Normandy blend is generally a blend of broccoli, cauliflower, yellow squash, and zucchini squash. And then depending on the size of your dog, so for that little Scottie, what I'd do is grab, say, a quarter of a cup, eighth to a quarter of a cup of the veggies, put them in a little bit of boiling water till they're cooked, and then pour the whole thing over the top of the dog food if you're feeding dry food, and then, or canned food for that matter. The upside on the dry food too is that it helps kind of pre-digest it because of the heat and the boiling water, and then it makes it so much easier for your dog to actually digest that stuff. So obviously if you're doing that, you want to wait till it cools or throw a couple of ice cubes in there to kind of cool it down. And then if your pet is not accustomed to eating veggies, start slow. So while eighth to a quarter cup may be the sort of goal dose, if you will, you may start with a piece of broccoli. So just like us, if you're not accustomed to eating a lot of fiber and vegetables, the results can be uncomfortable as far as gas and bloating until the bacteria in your guts get accustomed to it. The other thing I always recommend for any pet really is, again, if most of the underlying mechanisms of disease are inflammation and the ability to detoxify, sorry, the reception's bad, but improving our ability to detoxify and improving our digestion, the other big things are going to be adding in some probiotics, and usually you can just do that on a once a week basis after you've done a loading interval of about 2 weeks, and then using a little bit of fish oil to help control inflammation. So short but sweet, guys. If you've got questions, and there's 20 of you guys on there right now, which is awesome. If you've got some questions, I'm happy to answer them. Janice, thanks for your comments, and Nevin, really great to see you. Sally, always great to see you. Sally's got a new addition to her house coming soon. She's fostering another English setter dog. She just does great work for these guys. So happy holidays to y'all. Go check out the original CrockPetDiet.com. We've got a big sale there until the end of the year. Got some exciting news coming for you next week, and we'll start the new year with a bang. So until next week, I'll see you live and a little bit calmer and hopefully a better reception as well. And until then, remember, your pet's best health starts in the bowl.